evening. Welcome to Convention of States Indiana Live. Do you think we have a big problem with our federal government? If you do, stay tuned because we at Convention of States have a solution as big as the problem. Our broadcast host is Dale Parrish. He's the Convention of States Indiana State Director. Take it away, Dale.
Well, good evening, everyone. Sorry, I had a little glitch there on getting the right thing removed from the screen so that you could see me. So now we've got that all straightened out. I want to welcome you all to our broadcast this evening. My name's Dale Parrish. I am the State Director for Convention of States here in Indiana, and want to welcome you to our broadcast this evening. First of all, I want to bring up something here to show you everything that we do on this broadcast can be found on either one of two sources that we have available to everyone here in Indiana. The first resource is our state newsletter. And if you're a supporter of Convention of States, which I hope you will become one if you're not, you will receive this state newsletter via email every month. But if you're not a supporter or you don't receive it via email, you can find our state newsletter on our state Facebook page, Convention of States Indiana, or our website, conventionofstates.com. And as far as the website, that is, in fact, the second resource that I want to mention to you. And that is, once again, our national website, conventionofstates.com. So everything that you see that we do on this broadcast can be found on either of these two resources. So I want to make that clear to everyone that those resources are available to you. Well, let me just briefly go through the segments that we have planned for you this evening. And the first segment that we always, let me get my the right list of banners here for you. Okay. The first segment that we always do is what I call the interview segment. And in this segment, we try to bring on, as much as possible, one of our newest leadership individuals to introduce that individual to you. And so you get a chance to know them and what they do. Tonight, we have one of our new district captains, Travis Harrison, is our guest this evening, and he is the new district captain for Indiana House District 50. So we'll be bringing Travis on very shortly. In the second segment of our broadcast tonight, this is what we call the contributors segment. And in this segment, we have certain individuals that we've designated as COS Indiana Live contributors. And these are individuals that have pre-recorded a short dissertation on a particular topic that they're interested in. And one of our very, very popular contributors is John Ackerman, and we call his contributions John's Journal. So we have another contribution tonight from John, and as part of John's Journal. So I think you're going to really, really enjoy that. Now, the final segment will be what I call the invitation segment. And in this segment, we'll kind of wrap things up tonight, and I'll invite you to join Convention of States here in Indiana and show you how to go about doing that. So that will be in the final segment, the invitation segment. So I want to, without further ado, I want to bring Travis on here. Now, folks, we've been, we were preparing a little bit ahead of the broadcast tonight, and we've been experiencing a little audio problem. So hopefully, I don't know if we've got it corrected yet, but we'll just have to live with it if we don't. Okay, so let me bring let me bring Travis up in here. Hi, Travis.
Hello, Dale. How you doing?
Good, good. Well, there's I guess we still got it a little bit. The audio is the problem is when I'm talking, so I'll try not to talk very much.
Oh,
And then maybe that'll make it a little easier. So,
okay.
as I mentioned, Travis is one of our new district captains. How long you been in training now, Travis?
I have been in for probably about 3 months now.
3 months. 3 months.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's going. I'm moving as fast as I can with it. I'm trying to learn a lot.
Well, and you know, and we hope people will get through the training program much faster than that. But you know, uh, uh, you're working full time. You got a life to live,
Right.
so
Right.
you do it as fast as you can.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're one of our new district captains, and
Mhm.
you're district captain for House District 50.
Yes.
We're organized around the lower House districts in Indiana, of which there's 100 of them, and you're in House District 50. So tell us, where is House District 50 located in the state, Travis?
We are in Huntington, which is a little bit south of Fort Wayne and north of Indianapolis.
All
So I'm about probably a half an hour south of Fort Wayne.
Okay. All right. All right. Good. Good.
Yep.
Okay. I always like to ask guests that I have, regardless of whether they're state, national, wherever they're from, if they're part of a convention of states, I always like to ask you your COS story.
Okay.
So you want to tell us the how, when, where you got involved with Convention of States?
The how I believe I got it through an email. I had heard about Convention of the States, which before I never even knew there was a Convention of the States.
Okay.
And I started reading up on it a little bit, and it made me I seen that this looked like a good deal, because I knew it was time to start to do what I could to stop the government right now, because it's getting too big and we're just losing a lot of our freedoms. I think that we need to get in. We got to do something. So I wanted to do something, so I seen that they needed a district captain, so I figured I would step up and give it a shot.
Okay.
And I never had even heard of Convention of the States, but as I went through all the training and stuff, I learned more and more about it, and it's a pretty neat deal. I like it, and I liked in one of the trainings that they talked something about it's a second Revolutionary War without bullets. I thought that's a great thing.
That caught your attention, huh?
Yes, it did. It did.
All right. All right. Have you heard anything about Convention of States from any of TV or radio programs or talk shows or anything of that nature?
You know, I might have seen something on Facebook at one point, but no, besides that, I don't really watch much TV. I pretty much watch one specific news channel, but I go around to see what the other ones say too, just to see, so I get both sides.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, no, I really hadn't before I got into that email, and I started exploring it from there.
All right. All right. Great.
Yep.
Great. Well, you're a new district captain.
Yes, sir.
Let's talk a bit about some objectives that you have in mind for your district, what you would like to accomplish.
Well, I'll tell you one thing that is pretty huge to me is to let people even know that there is a Convention of the States, and to try to educate them on how that works. Because like myself, I never had heard of it, and just to get, to talk to people and say, hey, you ever heard of Convention of the States? And they're like, no, tell me about it. So I mean, I catch myself doing it at the gas station, the grocery store, wherever. So one of my objectives is just to introduce people to what is Convention of the States, and then to let people know, there's 5 million people involved in this movement.
Yes,
So
sir.
it's a good deal. So objectives are educating people that there is even a Convention of the States, but also I would love to build a team around me that can help me move further so that we can get more people involved in Convention of the States.
Yeah, that's a very good point. And that's one of the things that we try to stress to new district captains as much as possible is to build that team, to reach out
Yes.
and get people to help you. I mean, you're still a young man. I know you have your own business, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And you're very busy.
Yep.
So you need help. You need the help. So
Yes.
I think that's a very good objective to have, and that's to find some help. Find some help.
Yes.
All right, good. Well, anything else? Any other objectives that you wanted to mention?
I mean, I really need to find somebody that would be willing to help with the legislative side of Convention of the States, as far as
Okay.
contacting who we need to be contacting and setting up meetings and things like that, and also just public meetings or getting together with people to show them what Convention of the States is.
Right.
Yep.
Oh, and that's a very good point. As you know, one of the main responsibilities of a district captain is to make contact with your state legislators, your state representatives,
Yes.
your state senator, and you need to become the face of Convention of States
Hmm.
to those legislators and be in contact with them, and so if they have any questions, they know who to reach out to and who to contact.
Yes. Yes,
So,
that's where I could use some help with
all right.
getting that figured out. I send a lot of emails out, but I need to start to get to know them, maybe face to face, and set up meetings face to face with all of our state people, and also find time to do that. With me being self-employed, so
you you send out a lot of emails
yes, yes.
to
When I hear of things going on in the government that do not, I just don't. I mean, I don't believe in, and I think that it's going in the wrong direction. I usually will voice my opinion.
yeah, and I think you mentioned to me that that's
Silent. And
any and
maybe
all
I can't get down to Indianapolis or wherever I got to get to, but I sure can send out an email and at least let them know I'm here and these are my thoughts.
Yeah.
Very civil. Everything. It's always civil, but I mean, we got to let them know that we're out here still. People who care about our Constitution and how the government is getting a little bit out of control right now.
All right. Well, the picture is kind of breaking up on you. I don't know what's going on. Maybe we're losing our internet connection here, but you're breaking up a little bit.
Uh-oh.
That's okay. Let me put up here how to get a hold of you. Okay.
Okay.
And so people, if you're anywhere in Travis's district in the Huntington area, you can contact him at travis.harrison@cosaction.com.
Yes.
Or 260-224-4061 is his phone number.
Correct.
So let me run that across the screen one more time here so everyone can see that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Well,
yes.
Travis, I think that's a wrap. I think We won't test this any longer.
I know. Sorry about the technical difficulties. I'm in the middle of nowhere out here in the country, so
Yeah, that's all part of the game here, doing this kind of a broadcast. So
yes,
it's all part of the game. Well, Travis, I want to thank you very much for coming on tonight. And
thank you for having me, Dale.
And you're off to a great start, so keep up the good work.
All right. Thank you, Dale.
Thank you, Travis. Have a good evening.
Bye.
That's Travis Harrison. Yeah, Travis is he's really come on strong, and we noticed that he's been going through the training program very quickly, and that's always a very, very good sign. So very, very glad that Travis is with us tonight, and let me get that. Banner off. There we go. Get that off. All right. Well, let's get now. I do want to mention. We got a bunch of viewer comments. Let me take a little time here and recognize the various comments that I have here. Here's one from James Cressy, and James, I believe, is a viewer that we have out of Pennsylvania, I believe. So James has been attending our broadcast pretty regularly here. So James, thank you. And James wanted to say congratulations to Virginia for their electing Glenn Youngkin as their governor. May this be the start of the red wave. Let's hope so. Let's hope so, James. Okay, our Patrick Romack, one of our other one of our other COS leadership individuals, said hi to everyone. Gary Harbaugh, our co-state director, said welcome aboard, Travis. So glad you are with us, Gary. Diane Jones, Travis, your enthusiasm is contagious. All right, Diane, thank you very much. Diane's a district captain in the same region as Travis. So thanks, Diane. And let's go down here. Ken Kashuba. Ken Kashuba is our state communications coordinator. He's saying welcome aboard. Travis. And I guess James is correcting me. He's from Missouri. Okay, I'm sorry, James. Glad you're with us here. All right, that's some of our viewer comments tonight. I always try. Here's the guy from Pennsylvania, Matthew Zale. All right, thanks, Matthew. There, Scranton, Pennsylvania. I knew there was somebody here. Yeah. And here's Cynthia Baker. I can't believe there are not more Hoosiers on here. Yeah, we have some out-of-state people, don't we? Yeah. And here's Shane says, cello. Hello. Okay, thank you, Shane. For tuning in tonight. All right, let's. I want to get now into our contributors segment here, and this is. I always like this segment because we've got some great contributors, and John Ackerman is one of our standard contributors. So I want to bring John on for another episode here of John's Journal. So hope you enjoy this. Let me get him up here.
John Ackerman for Convention of States, Indiana. I want to talk to you today about overthinking. You know, we live in an age of feelings. If it feels right, it is right. I don't feel good about that. Well, I feel like I should. You know. And I'm a proponent of thinking. Thinking over feeling. We need both, don't get me wrong. You've got two sides of your brain, the left side, which is more given to logical thought, and the right side, which is more given to emotions. We need both. But we need to draw the line at overthinking. You know, you can think some things to death, and in the long run, maybe think yourself to death, leading to things like anxieties. Anxiety, you know, it's a good thing. It's a God-given emotion. You know, there are some things we ought to feel anxious about. But if we overthink ourselves, well, what about this? What about that? If this happens, what, you know, if all that stuff. Not good for you. Overthinking will rob you of peace. Another necessary component of our lives. You need peace. I need peace. All God's children need peace, okay? And overthinking will rob you of that. I like the Hebrew concept of shalom. It's often translated peace, but it means so much more than that. Shalom means wellness, total wellness in all areas of your life. Physical, emotional, relational, spiritual. We need shalom in this 21st century. In these difficult days for our country and for the world, we need shalom. We need peace. So think about things. Think things through. Use your noggin. But don't overthink. It'll rob you of your shalom.
All right. John's journal, John Arkerman. Very good. John always has some very meaningful things to say. So always happy to feature John on in the contributors segment. So I want to get it now into our final segment, which is the invitation segment. And I want to start it off with a video that we've been using that I think everyone seems to like a great deal. Let me see if we got any more. Got another couple viewer comments here. We might as well get back in here. And I think here Patrick Romack wanted to mention November 10th is the Marine Corps birthday. We got some veterans on tonight, so I'm glad to see that. Happy Veterans Day. Yeah, Veterans Day. I think the actual Veterans Day is November 11th, if I'm correct, and that's coming up here just in a few days. So this is Veterans Month, we could just say, in addition to Thanksgiving. So always happy to have I'm a veteran myself, as far as that's concerned. So always happy to have veterans on our broadcast here. So thank you all for tuning in. Okay, let's get now. I want to get into, like I said, the invitation segment. So let me get started. Let me lead off with this video, and then we'll come back and wrap it up here.
After the last election, liberty-minded Americans faced a difficult question. What do we do now? Our cities have been ravaged by riots. Calls from the left to defund the police continue unabated, while violent crime and murder rates skyrocket across the country. Joe Biden controls the White House. Sort of. Really, we all know that Joe Biden's no longer in control of his faculties, and others behind the scenes actually control the agenda. Socialists control Congress. Leftists control the deep state. Marxists control our country's schools and universities, and the tech oligarchs are their willing censors and watchful spies. So who has a plan to stop them? Certainly, we're not seeing courage from Capitol Hill to stand up to the Democrats and their woke mob. The good news is that we do have a plan to stop them. This is the only plan that bypasses Biden and Congress to save the republic. And this plan brings the fight to where we, the people, have a political advantage. While many Americans were disappointed in the outcome of this election at the presidential level, liberty-minded state legislators quietly swept to enormous victories. Now's the time to use this to our advantage and draw the fight for our liberties out of the swamp and into the battlefield where we, the people, have the advantage. in the states. This plan to call a convention of states can propose constitutional amendments that prohibit Congress from adding justices to the Supreme Court or states to the Union. This plan can secure our Second Amendment rights. It can eliminate the woke Department of Education, and it can stop the federal government from taking over the state election process. You need to know that this plan's underway already, and it's working. Join 5 million supporters and citizen activists, along with my friends Mark Levin, Rand Paul, Ben Shapiro, Glenn Beck, Mike Huckabee, Sean Hannity, and many, many more.
The Convention of States, ultimately, fundamentally, the way to secure our republic.
Washington is so broken it may not be fixable, that the only way you'll truly get reform is by having a convention where people decide, we need to have term limits, or we have to have a balanced budget amendment.
I have endorsed it, and I believe very strongly that it's the only way we're ever going to get a balanced budget amendment. It's the only way we're ever going to be able to bring some real reform to our system.
I mean, I've been a longtime supporter of the Convention of States and to reestablish the sort of guiding principles of the Constitution.
You have a chance of really saving the republic. I am all in. ConventionOfStates.com.
And now I'm joining Convention of States to make this happen. So join me in this constitutional revolution at ConventionOfStates.com. They have a petition. Go sign it today.
Support the only plan that bypasses Biden and Congress to save the republic. Sign the petition at ConventionOfStates.com.
Well, there you go, folks. I hope you enjoyed that video. It really touched on the main pillars, the main parts of what we're trying to accomplish, and that's calling for a convention of states. Now, to call for a convention of states for the purpose of proposing amendments to the Constitution requires 34 states to make this happen. 34 state legislatures have to sign the resolution calling for a convention of states. We have 15 states that have stepped forward to and signed the resolution and passed the resolution. And yes, Indiana is one of the states. We were number 6 to do this. So we have 15, and we need to get to 34. And once we have this convention now, then the task will be to propose amendments to the Constitution. Any amendments that would proposed amendments that would come out of the convention would then have to be ratified by 3/4 of the state legislatures, or 38 states. Same ratification process as if a proposed amendment had come out of Congress. So same process. 38 states would have to ratify any proposed amendment for it to become an amendment to the Constitution. What are the 3 pillars of the resolution that we're trying to utilize? Number 1 is federal debt, address the federal debt, balanced budget, something similar to that. Number 2, reining in the breadth and control of the federal government overreach, reining that in. And number 3 would be term limits on the federal judiciary, on Congress, and other federal officials. So those are the 3 areas that we want the convention to focus upon with regard to proposing amendments to the Constitution. Now, how can you join us? Well, let me show you what you need to do here. Let me see if I can get this up here. I want to be able, let's see. Let me see if I can. There, that's what I want to see. Okay, this is what you see when you go to our website, conventionofstates.com. All right. And when you get there, then what we need you to do is to give us your individual information, and be sure you give us your street address, because that we want to get you assigned to the proper district, House district, Senate district that you belong to, that you're according to where you reside. Sign the petition, but this is the first step. Okay. Now, if you feel like you would like to go and do a little bit more than being a supporter is a very, very important step. That's the first step. But if you'd like to perhaps maybe donate some more time, get into maybe a leadership role, then look up here where it says take action. You see where my cursor is at the top there? Click on take action, and that will take you to another page. And where'd I go here? Let me get back here. Take action and click on become a leader right here. The second one from the left. Or you can look at any of these really, but become a leader. That'll take you down to the various leadership positions that we have available. And here you can look and see a position that would suit your needs and suit your time availability. So this is very important. If you see something here that interests you, go ahead and open it up, read about it, go ahead and make application. You're not obligated in any way, but this will then alert us that you're interested, and someone from our team then will be in contact with you to discuss this further with you. So that's how you get into the Convention of States, and how you become a part of our family. And folks, this is very important. I like to close out by saying that we're going to make history here, folks. There has never been an Article 5 Convention of States for the purpose of proposing amendments to the Constitution. So we're going to be making history when we make this happen, and we're going to make this happen. And we would love to have you involved, and we would love to have you come with us to make this all happen. So with that, I'm going to sign off here. Just let me say that our next broadcast will be a week from tonight, which will be November 15th. And we're going to have Debbie Stewart on that evening, super volunteer Debbie Stewart, and she's going to be giving us another, I think it's constitutional literacy that she's going to be addressing this time. So should be a good program, and look forward to seeing you all with us again a week from tonight. So thank you for joining us tonight. And with that, I'm going to say good night to everyone and see you in a week. All right. Good night.